From Slum Jit, who is a member. Thank you, Slum Jit. He says, not a question, but just want to say that Aaron Jones looks horrible in purple. I disagree. I strongly disagree with that. I think that purple really makes his
I can't wait when you get a purple sombrero. It's going to look beautiful.
I think most people look horrible in purple.
But not Aaron Jones.
No, I think he looks pretty bad, too.
I can't wait for Aaron Jones to have a career year, just like most former Packers turned Vikings.
Aaron Jones in those tight gold pants.
Oh, jeez. From Eric Wallace, he says, another member. Thank you, Eric. He says, if you got to rebuild the conferences and divisions, who would you want to be in the division with the Vikings? Specifically, from an entertainment perspective, not talking about an easy division win.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
for the Steelers with Jack and the Packers for the show.
So I was gonna say like if you're going like suck, I'd have like teams.
Yeah,
like,
no. We're talking about
entertainment. Okay, New York Giants.
For the Steelers.
Yeah, New York Giants. Well, can it be any team or has to be AFC?
Whoever you want. Whoever you want.
Yeah.
We're rebuilding it from scratch.
Okay. New York Giants. So I got a lot of friends who are Giants fans. I don't want to just beat them up every year. The Dallas Cowboys, old rivalry, renew it.
You're just joining the NFC East?
I might as well be, yeah. And I'm literally
you're just picking out the Commanders.
Probably Philly. Like I would swap. Like I'd swap Washington and then put an us, and I'd be with the Giants.
Come on, you can't get rid the AFC North. Maybe you may get rid of the Bengals, but the Browns. You getting rid of the Browns and the Ravens?
No, maybe I'd replace the Eagles with the Ravens. So I go Ravens, Cowboys, Giants.
Okay, Ziggy, what do you think? Take it for the Packers or Vikings? I'll take the other one.
So this is an interesting question. If we had an outdoor stadium, I would just pick all the teams in the South of the United States, like Miami, so they'd have to come up and suffer. But if we're talking entertainment value, I do want to keep the Packers in the division. I think you just have to. There's too much there. It's too enjoyable when we beat them. Can't take them out. And then I think with Jack, I like putting in the Cowboys. They're just one of those teams.
Yep, I agree.
It's always good to have a team like the Cowboys in your division. The obnoxious fans, when they lose, it's spectacular. When they win, you can sort of take it. Who's that fourth team? Give me Buffalo. I like Buffalo.
Another miserable team.
Division.
Another sad, miserable team.
I feel like we're representing lots of different fan bases.
I can see the Saints coming in as that fourth. There is a Vikings.
No, we will never be in a division with the Saints. I don't want to hear it.
So when the Saints beat you, you'd just be so pissed.
Oh, I would, but like that when we beat them, I'd feel so.
You wouldn't beat.
No, we don't put teams like the Saints in our division.
No, we own the Saints after losing the championship game. That's just how it works for the Vikings.
You're good against them.
Oh, well, think about the playoffs. Remember, we knocked them out with the
in New Orleans,
and
right?
With Rudolph
in New Orleans.
For the Packers, that was the last team. You gotta think maybe it would be the Bears, the Cowboys, 49ers. Would that be
Niners would be interesting.
Would that be a great Packers division? Probably, right?
Niners, Bears, Cowboys.
Yeah, or maybe you swap out the Niners for keep the Vikings. I think I would. That's what I would do for the Packers.
Pick the Lions out.
Eric's last question: what's better, a kicker getting a tackle, defensive lineman pick six, or O-line fumble recovery and big run? I love the O-line fumble recovery and big run. I love that.
I like a D lineman pick six. Picks up the ball like 360 pounds.
Those are great.
He's chugging along. You can see his fat out of his jersey.
I'm assuming by defensive lineman here, we mean like a nose tackle.
We're talking like BJ Ryan,
huge dude.
Yeah. We're talking Linval Joseph. Yeah.
We're talking.
I will never, ever, ever pass up the big man touchdown.
No. Yeah, I love those. I think it's defensive line pick six or O-line. I love seeing the O-lineman pick up the ball and move and go. Like that rarely happens, and it's so they almost always fumble.
You know what's so funny? It's so like these guys are so massive, but it's so funny how easily they get tackled. Like if someone
when you have those guys going after you.
If someone like half a defensive lineman size chases him down, he's on the floor.
From Renegade 2224.
Steeler fan? Renegade?
He says, hey guys, I hope you're all doing great today. I was just wondering, how much do you believe a situation plays into how a quarterback is going to turn out? I know it does play. Oh my God. I know it does play a pretty big role, but how big? Like if Burrow, Allen, etc. got drafted into Bryce Young or Justin Fields situation, how would things turn out? And if someone like Zach Wilson got to sit behind and learn from Aaron Rodgers for 3 years, how would things turn out for him?
I think the situation is pretty big. Not everything. Like I don't believe.
Well, and what you just said was you have it.
Yeah. Like I don't believe that if you put Zach Wilson on the Niners, he's really anything. I think it means something. Like I do think Joe Burrow still wins 6 or 7 games on Carolina as opposed to 2 because he's better than Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say like 20% of it, maybe a fifth. I think Zach Wilson will be better than he was if he was on a team like San Francisco or sat behind Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, in terms of going on that big Super Bowl run,
like,
you have to.
You have it or you don't have it. Joe Burrow is better than Bryce Young, and he always will be. Yeah, that's what I just.
Situation changes the ceiling.
Situation, I'd say it's 10-20% of it, but yeah, it changes the ceiling. But if you have it, you don't. You don't.
Okay.
I think if you put Bryce Young on Cincinnati, they're nowhere near as good. Nowhere near as good.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this a lot during the main show, which you can go back and watch, or you've probably actually already watched this. We're talking about this now, but I think that what systems do they cover up flaws more than they let players who would otherwise not be so good really excel. If you're elite, you're elite, and it's going to come out sooner rather than later in most cases.
From Mercury Road, who always gives us
he always does. I like Mercury Road.
Good jab to the Vikings always. He says, we're fast approaching the 50-year anniversary of the last time the Vikings lost another Super Bowl. The decades really do fly by. Wow. So my question is this. How should Minnesota celebrate? It can't be a parade because that's when you win. I was thinking a quiet walk around the lake followed by an acoustic set by 50 Cent and maybe an ironic rendition of the #1 song in 1977, Tonight's the Night by Rod Stewart. Your thoughts on how to celebrate 50 years? I don't mind a silent walk around one of the lakes.
What about watch a sad movie with a beer in your hand?
Ice cream.
Cup of ice cream. Cup of ice cream, yeah. Cup of ice cream by yourself.
No. I'll tell you how I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate by getting a replica of JJ McCarthy's MVP trophy.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A Super Bowl ring. That's the best way to celebrate it. A Super Bowl ring for JJ McCarthy, his MVP trophy. That's what I'm thinking. If we can't choose something before the season, then yeah, I'm in for the somber walk and acoustic set by 50 Cent. James Library, another member, says,
I love James Library.
James, great. James, awesome.
He's fantastic.
He says, hey guys, what penalty is your least favorite to have called on your team? Either because it's a bad penalty or you think the team should be disciplined enough to not have it called. Keep up the amazing work. Love listening to you guys.
Oh, I mean, can I pick a penalty in a situation? Is that good?
You can pick whatever you want.
This is obvious to me.
For me, it is. Sorry, go ahead, Jack.
It's good. It's real quick. It's when it's like the Steelers. We have somebody on 3rd and 15, 3rd and 20, and it's incomplete pass. We're forcing a punt, and there's a defensive hold for a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down. That's
what I was going to ask.
That kills me. Like that defensive holding on 3rd and long kills me.
Would you get rid of the automatic first down?
Yes. Like if it's 3rd and 25 and our cornerback holds somebody on a 3-yard slant, that's not a first down. Maybe a 5-yard penalty.
What if it's if it's a bomb downfield and you hold and it would have been a touchdown? You just think I think
that's just like a pass interference.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think a 5-yard holding penalty is an automatic.
Are you okay with pass interference being as far as the passes, or would you do what they do in college where it's a 15-yard penalty?
College 15-yard penalty.
Okay.
I think
it should never be rational to get a pass interference penalty.
But let's say a team throws a ball down to the 1-yard line on a bomb, and the cornerback gets beat. I think it's a fine strategy to just push him over and get a 15-yard penalty.
It shouldn't be.
Yeah, that's bad football. I like marking it where it happens. Do you agree with him on the 5-yard penalty being an automatic first down, Ziggy?
I think it should be. It just is what it is.
I understand.
Once the ball snapped, you don't know what would have happened.
What were you thinking, Ziggy? You said you had a special situation.
Yeah, for me, it is offsides on 4th and less than 5. Right? It's not the automatic first down. You can't change the rule, but I think when the team brings out and they're obviously not running a play and they do the countdown and your guy jumps off sides, that's painful.
That really
or even
does.
when they were going to run a play, but just it's 4th and 4, they're probably not converting and you do the offsides. That's such a momentum shift.
That makes me so.
For me, that's even worse than the defensive holding or whatever, because I always see what was going on in that case, right? You just screwed up, your hand got caught, it happens. The offside, you just have to sit still. That's it. That's all you had to do.
You know what also stinks too is when you get a 30-yard play and it's an offensive holding.
Oh yeah.
So instead of
I'm with you on the defensive holding. That is crushing when you get the stop and you see the flag come in. That
some stupid 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
From Tyler JL22, he says, Paul, you have a month on an island. Who are you taking, Jack or Ziggy? If you want the entertainment, gotta be Jack. If you want to survive, Ziggy, no doubt, big brain.
You don't think?
What do I know about surviving on an island?
You don't think I can survive on an island? I think
I think Jack's better to bring to survive.
I might take me over Ziggy.
I asked my sister this question, and she looks at me and goes, as I'm reading Entertainment Jack Survival Ziggy, she's like, "Oh, Jack would be useless on a survival situation."
Where's Lauren? Is Lauren home?
She's not home right now. She's at Tyler Childers, the concert. I would say, man, Jack, I don't know if you have any survival instincts. We would die.
But like, do you think Ziggy has much more than I do?
Yes. Yeah, I think Ziggy. Might have something hidden in there.
I've seen what's that movie where Tom Hanks is also on an island?
Castaway.
I've seen Castaway. I know what to do.
Oh, we'd have a great time for a little while.
Yeah, we'd.
I think I have a great time with both of you guys.
The last 2 days of your life would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we'd all have a great time. I mean, honestly, the three of us would have a great time.
Oh, we have an awesome time.
Can you imagine that? We'd be slicing coconuts up. It would be great.
Oh, I'd
let you eat me.
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. I couldn't do that.
In what way?
Oh, jeez. All right. We're moving on. I would probably go Ziggy for the survival aspect of it. Yes. And I think we'd all have I think I'd have a great time, both of you guys, in a survival situation.
What I would do is I'd throw rocks up in the air 20 yards a day.
I would take Ziggy.
And I would just hope the plane sees these rocks flying up into the air.
Rocks flying up in the air.
What else could you throw?
It would probably hit you in the head.
Yeah, smoke. You're trying to start a fire or something.
I can make smoke.
All right. Just run. Yeah, Jack would just have to run. Get smoke going.
I'd swim across the water.
Let's see. From Tony Ball 9585, another member. Thank you,
Tony. Tony Ball.
Oh, Tony's great. So yeah, Tony Ball's okay. He says Caleb Williams is coming into a great situation with quote unquote great situation with Pro Bowlers DJ Moore as one wideout and Keenan Allen the other, and adding Pro Bowl running back DeAndre Swift plus an awesome defense. I don't believe that this is ideal for the ultimate development of Caleb Williams. Certainly, walking into these circumstances will make his decisions as a rookie easier. But what happens when there are injuries? The defense doesn't play as well, or his manicure the day before was terrible. Can Caleb deal with these challenges and put the team on his shoulders and make the plays that true franchise quarterback would make? It won't be easy then, and he'll actually have to learn to lead and make those around him better. Seeing Jordan Love struggle in the beginning of the year is probably the best thing that could have happened. He learned from the adversity, made the playoffs, and now he's an MVP candidate this year. What do you guys think about this quote-unquote great situation for the Bears' future Hall of Famer, Caleb Williams?
You know my take on Caleb.
What do you think, Ziggy? What do you think of the situation that he's in? Is it overhyped?
I mean, I think it's a little bit... I understand what you're trying to say, but I do think it's just a little bit strange to having good wide receivers is bad because you don't learn adversity. Having a good running back or a good defense is bad because you don't learn adversity. What's more important than learning to overcome adversity is learning how to be a good quarterback, because being a good quarterback is what will actually help you overcome adversity. So I think if it makes the transition to the NFL a little bit easier, I think it's totally fine for Caleb Williams to have some guys around him to help him out. When you've got nothing, when you've got no one to throw to, no one to protect you, when you're losing every game, that's not a better environment to adjust to the NFL.
Yeah.
He's used to palm trees.
The situation.
He's used to palm trees. I don't care. He's used to painting his nails. I think he goes to Green Bay and just gets murdered.
No, but do you like the situation? Do you
I
think
the situation around him? I don't think it matters.
Okay.
No, I don't think it matters.
I think
he's a warm weather QB and he won't be that good.
I think it's great for him. I think it's great to have these receivers.
I mean, I guess I'd rather them than not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think having the defense around that, Chicago should have a really good defense this year. Again, Keenan Allen, if he stays healthy, was a top 10 receiver in football last year. I think it's awesome for Caleb Williams and will absolutely help him.
If you take the best receivers in the NFL and the best defense in the NFL and have Caleb as a QB, less than 5 games, they win.
Yeah, no way. No way.
Yep.
Carson Matsky says, do you believe in certain players being winners or losers based upon their prior history? For example, Ivan Pace, winner. Keenan Allen, loser. I actually do believe this in sports and most things in life. I've talked about this before. I think even in your friend groups, you have friends who tend to just win a little bit more in your friendly competitions than others. I think you see that at the NFL level as well. There are guys who do. I think Patrick Mahomes is a winner. I think Steph Curry is a winner. Obviously, those are super talented, unbelievable, top players of all time. But part of that mentality carries over to me, where at the end of games, if it's crunch time, there are some dudes who go out there and want the ball in their hands and know that they are going to score. I also think there are guys who get nervous and expect to lose in the back of their mind, even though they might not say that. So I do think there are winners and losers. Of course, Ivan Pace doesn't have as big an impact on the game, and nor can Keenan Allen as compared to a quarterback. So I don't know if I'd necessarily point out those guys in particular. But yeah, I mean, you do see with Ivan Pace making the roster. Yeah, like that's a winning move over guys who were drafted, and he was an undrafted dude. So I do think there are winners and losers for sure.
Would you say amongst our friends, I'm a winner or a loser?
Winner.
I'm probably a winner, right?
Winner.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not. Our friends in particular, I don't think there are.
Would you say you're a winner or a loser?
Me? Oh, Jack, winner.
You think you're a winner?
Huge winner. I mean,
Paul's a winner.
I'm not going to go through our friend. I don't look at any of my friends in particular and go like loser. I think more often.
No, there's a couple losers.
I think there are more. So I would say like guys who tend to win more often, not necessarily losers. From Nathan Smith, who is a member as well. Thank you, Nathan.
Nato.
He says, apart from quarterbacks and for Jack, running backs, since they don't matter,
Sure
what
that,
positions do you enjoy watching? I'm a big fan of centers. I love the thought process and raw physicality of the position. Ziggy, how about we go to you for this?
I'm not going to say. I mean, I love watching punters, but nobody wants to talk.
Come on, that's what you love. You love watching punters.
I mean, I do. There's nothing like an elite hang time on a great punter. There's nothing quite like the fake punts, but that kind of answer is not going to make people happy. So I'll give my number 2. There's nothing like watching an elite lockdown corner. Right, the kind of guy, most people want to be the elite wide receiver, right? The guy who can always get open and always score. I've always thought it'd be cooler to be the guy who, when you line up against someone, they're not going anywhere. Like Jarrell Revis back in the day, half the field just shut down. That's my favorite to watch. And there's not a lot of guys like that in the NFL. There never have been. But when you see the elite lockdown guy just on the island shut someone down, favorite thing in football, besides the punter.
See, I remember I took the Niners punter to an MVP of the Super Bowl. This year.
Smartest thing you've ever done.
Yeah, he had a chance.
Do you have a position you like to watch?
Well, I like on special teams as well. Like when they're punting, I like watching the gunners sprint down the field. Like seeing these guys super fast, almost as fast as me, take flight. 0 to 100, boom. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Elite corners are great, Ziggy. Elite safeties like Harrison Smith has been fun. Guys that you could use as chess
like
pieces.
a Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, Troy Polamalu. Like I enjoy watching those guys. I think an elite defensive end, edge rusher. Like when Jared Allen was with the Vikings, that's the guy I was going, come on, Jared. Like, come on, Jared, get there. That's the one I'm cheering on fourth down. Like for you, it's probably Polamalu. Like, come on, Troy, make a play.
Make a play, yeah.
But I love what if I were a Cowboy fan, like Micah Parsons would be. I love Micah Parsons. So I'd say edge rusher there. Okay, let's continue on. From J.K. Zarata, this is your guy, Jack, who's he actually includes you here.
I do like J.K., so he's my guy.
Which team has your favorite mascot? Jack can pick favorite cheerleaders if he wants.
Yep.
Going to any team, my favorite is the Georgia Bulldogs. But if sticking exclusively to the NFL, as much as I hate to say it, I love the Vikings. I love Vikings history shows and music. I did like it better when they had the actual guy portraying the Viking. It was Ragnar. Rather than the cartoonish version of him, but I still think that's my favorite NFL mascot. Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
The cheerleader, it goes on and on. Cowboys is the clear answer. We know what they look like. They're fantastic. Then you also got Philly. Those girls are beautiful too. Denver has some very, very pretty girls. Arizona.
You just go through the whole NFL.
Houston Texans.
But Vikings cheerleaders?
If you're talking, yeah, of course, they're pretty too. But if you're talking cheerleaders, you got to go to the.
Why are we doing this?
You got to go to the college game.
I mean, it's a membership.
Why are we doing this?
It's a membership question.
You got to go to the college game. Georgia, LSU. I mean, SEC.
Jack's sweating a little bit here.
South Carolina. When I was 9,
I think you should stop.
I got a picture of 2 South Carolina cheerleaders. TCU, Florida State.
You got to pick one.
Lord have mercy.
Got to pick one.
But if I'm picking one, it's got to be LSU. I mean, they are pretty women. So I go LSU college, and to avoid the Cowboys, I don't put the Cowboys. I'll go with the Broncos in the NFL. So I'll go Broncos and I'll go LSU.
Ziggy, you got a favorite?
This is very slept on too.
Please don't finish that sentence.
Marist
please
College,
don't finish that sentence.
where I went to school. It's a small school in New York. Very.
I don't want to hear this anymore.
You got a favorite mascot?
Harvard.
Give me the Raptor.
The Raptor.
That's pretty good. So who's
Philly fanatic?
Raptor.
Philly fanatic and the Raptor.
Ziggy, most attractive cheerleaders?
I think it is inappropriate to talk about
Notre Dame.
So I'm not going to do it.
What mascot do I like? Do I have a favorite mascot?
Or cheerleaders?
Notre Dame. In mascot in sports, it's maybe college. Yeah, there are some good college mascots.
An anteater.
The anteater.
You see her of an anteater.
Oh yeah,
I'm thinking like mascots like running around on the field.
Oh,
that's what I'm.
I mean, so what are you gonna go with? Like
the Pirates?
The Colorado, whatever its name is.
The banana slugs or whatever. Where's the banana?
No, that's Santa Cruz.
I'm talking about the Arkansas Monticello Bull Weevils. That's also up there.
There's one team that's like
Colorado State.
I saw the polar bear.
Colorado State. Their cheerleader is very slept on, very pretty. No one really knows that, but they're very pretty.
How are we back on this? I'm gonna go with. I guess I have to go with the Leprechaun, right? The Notre Dame Leprechaun. He's okay.
I
had a grudge against one of them.
Yeah, I actually don't know if I'd pick the Leprechaun. I love the Viking. I think Ragnar, the motorcycle guy, was phenomenal.
What about the USC Trojan?
Absolutely not.
No, absolutely not.
No, I'm with you, JK. I thought when they would ride out on the motorcycle, I thought that was awesome. From Sully9332, he says, percentage-wise, and Sully's a member, percentage-wise, what are the chances JJ McCarthy becomes a true franchise quarterback for the Vikings? Thanks for the awesome show. Ziggy, you kind of said this a little bit earlier about the
15 or 20%.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say 20%. Or actually for JJ, I 15. Yeah. 15.
20%.
I mean, yeah, there's only so high of expectations you can have on these guys, and a lot of first round quarterbacks don't hit. McCarthy especially has question marks around him for several reasons that we all know. He does have a great team around him, so that helps. But I'd say 15 is a good number there. From Bill St. John, who is also a member. We're starting to see this now. So thanks guys for everyone for being members. It's a little harder to get some other questions because there are a lot of members now. I just drafted Bo Nix in my 12-team dynasty.
That's horrible.
No, Bo Nix is a great hedge.
I'm kidding.
How do you feel about his future in Denver?
The Oregon cheerleaders too are very pretty.
Oregon Duck,
please stop.
The Oregon Duck's also a good mascot. Yeah. Oregon's great all around. Pretty girls, Duck.
Bill, I think Bo Nix, in terms of all the quarterbacks, let's say the quarterbacks you could draft, I do think he probably is the lowest ceiling of the first round quarterbacks. Of course, Penix is going to sit for a few years. The good thing is you have Sean Payton there with him, and he's going to play right away. So with Sean Payton there, you're going to have a quarterback who's going to be good in that system. And I just don't think there's going to be a lot of points right now in Denver right now. I don't think that's a very good team. So its future in Denver, I think he's just going to be okay. Like, I don't think Nix is a great quarterback. Yeah, of course, there's always potential, and he's gonna the situation will improve over the next couple of years. So I have no problem taking a flyer if you have someone that you could store on your bench. I'm not a huge Bo Nix guy though.
I'm not massive on him either. I thought he was and I said this before, I thought he was a very, very, very elite college quarterback. Yeah. Where in that system at Oregon where he had track stars 10 yards open, quick slants over the middle, like he looked fantastic. It was perfect. I don't know if I see that translating for a long time.
I'd be curious who he took him over. So what guys did he take him over?
I don't know, but I don't think it's a terrible move in a dynasty. I mean, if he pans out, he pans out. You never know.
From What the Shuck, who is also a member. Jack, since you think coaches don't matter, and you missed an episode to coach a baseball team, does that mean the show doesn't matter even more? Oof.
I'm not coaching the show.
No, coaching the baseball team. Remember you missed it.
Yes, if coaches don't matter and you're not going to show up for the show because you're coaching, how little must the show matter to you?
Oh, well, the impact my baseball team had, nothing to do with me because coaches do not matter. I was just there. But I kind of had to be there because when I was getting paid to be there.
There you go.
And I said,
isn't it immoral to let them pay you if you're not doing anything valuable?
Are you kidding? These kids love to play baseball. I showed up every day and hit them fly balls and ground balls.
Yeah, but okay, I see. So you're basically a cheap ball machine.
And we won 3 games. They had a lot of fun. Everybody played.
3 games out of how many?
The parents loved me. I mean, I showed up every day after work and threw them BP for hours.
Okay.
What do you mean?
So what you're saying is you were a ball machine and a counselor, and that's what they were paying you for. Fair enough, right? I can see why you would say that.
At the middle school level.
From Brad Perochta, I completely botched the last name there. I'm so sorry. I'm trying, Brad. I'm trying, Brad. He was a member. He says the Lions tied for the best record in the NFC last year. Knowing that most media outlets grade Detroit's offseason as an A or A plus, which of these is the closest reason why you shamelessly tout the Packers? A, Stockholm syndrome. The Vikings have been the Packers' redheaded stepchild for so long.
Redhead baby.
You've grown, quote unquote, feelings for them. B, shameless pandering for clicks. Or C, comfortable in the status quo. You're in your comfort zone where Green Bay is on top. Having Detroit win something would just reinforce the Vikings' shortcomings. So, to sum it up, Stockholm syndrome, we have feelings for the Packers, shameless pandering, or we are just comfortable with Green Bay winning. Which one do you think?
I'd say it's probably shameless pandering, right?
I mean, what do you think?
I mean, we think how we tout the Packers. What have we said? We've said they're competitive for the division and should be like maybe slight favorites at best. If the Packers played like they did the second half of the season, the whole year, they would have won the division. So I don't think it's unreasonable to say they're pretty good, but it's tough not to put a little bit of A in there.
The Stockholm syndrome. Yeah, I think. I think that we've really, and we've said this the entire time, when it comes to Green Bay specifically, and actually every single team, we're pretty proud of the fact that we never say anything we don't actually think or feel about a team. I'll go back and I'll support every single thing I've said about the Packers so far. Where, again, we get made fun of for last season. We said they were going to suck.
Look, if Green Bay is struggling and we think they stink,
I'll be the first one to be happy.
We're talking negatively. Yeah, it's not like they're 2-6. We're giving them flowers.
Go look at
you best believe when Green Bay loses their first game, I am overreacting.
Go look at our videos from last season. It was talking about, will Jordan Love even survive for next year? And then they turn it on, and that's part of what we're doing. It's just
I guarantee you, they're 0-3 next season. We'll be out here saying that last year was a fluke.
And so if I had to pick one of them in particular, I'd probably say it's actually C. This is the status quo where Green Bay just dominates. I'm so used to them being good where I'm like, all right, yep, here we go again. Like there we go again. Okay, from Blaze Pack, he says, do you think the Titans will have a quarterback battle for the starter position? I'll take this, guys. Absolutely not. Once you committed to Will Levis going last year, that's your guy. Like, you have to see what you have. If they played Mason Rudolph over Will Levis, I think Titans fans would freak out. And Mason's a good backup.
Took the playoffs single-handedly.
But you're hoping Will Levis turns into something here. And I cannot see a situation or Willis, like Willis at this point, Levis is your guy. You got to roll with him. From Patrick Cortazzo, who is a member, he says, any new rules for next season? What rules would you get rid of? Go Packers, go Vikings. So we talked about the rules before. Jack hates that the holding penalty from the defensive player results in an automatic first down.
Mm-hmm.
The big rule that's going to be happening, is it for next season, the kickoffs? Is that's being implemented for next year, right? That's one of the big ones that you'll see where they're going to take in, was it XFL or US? I can't remember which.
XFL.
Yeah, XFL. The kickoffs now where you have the landing zone between the goal line and the 20-yard line, and players are going to line up the rushing team between the 40 and 30, I think it is. And you get
what rule I'd get rid of? Because they talk about rules to get rid of. I would get rid of the trade deadline. If you don't want to get rid of it, it should be like week 14. We want trades. We want the good team. And the later the trade deadline is, the more players will get traded and the more teams will be willing to give up in a certain sense. And I don't think there's any sense in having the trade deadline as early as
I like that. You see teams mortgage. It's not like fantasy football, because people will talk about fantasy football,
I don't hate that.
Where you're restarting rosters every single season. That's a different, you need a trade line in fantasy football because you have guys who are eliminated trading. The NFL goes over every year. If you want to trade a bunch of picks because you need a left tackle or a left guard, and you're willing to pay more than you probably should, that works out for the team you're trading. That is them being a smart team and taking advantage of you. So I like that, Ziggy.
Yeah, and it's not like the Vikings, Kurt goes down and we're not making the playoffs. As you say, it's not like we're moving on from Justin Jefferson because of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it does mean that some of those mid-level starters who are pretty good will get moved, and I think that's healthy for the NFL. It's fun for fans.
I think that I know I said before that I think the PI should be 15 yards. I do take that back. I like the spot foul, but I also do think that holding should be a spot. I think it should all be a spot foul. If you hold 30 yards on the field, it's 30 yards. 5 yards is 5. That should be automatic. Like no automatic first down.
XX McLovin, XX says, I can see Jack having an easy answer. Top 3 teams with the best cheerleaders. You go ahead and check out Jack. Jack gave a huge rundown on that. Why do you think going to optional workouts is so important? I just think the more time you get with these guys is better.
Georgia.
I mean,
LSU.
There we go. Every single time, like you see guys, Ziggy gave a great little rant about it last week where we were talking about Jordan Love going to OTAs, why that matters. More reps with your team coming into the season. I think camaraderie matters. I think all of it is a process and a mentality of wanting to win from the very start, and showing up to OTAs is part of that process.
And even when it's like, obviously for Jordan Love and the Packers offense, reps matters, even for things where reps matter less, like Nick Bosa, who I think actually for his personal goals might be better served doing his thing on his own. Mm-hmm. The reason why he's showing up is because establishing a culture of leaders where like we show up, we play football, we're going to win. Having that from day one just helps so much. And that's why they're doing that this year, I think.
We got 3 more questions here from Butt Pounder 420, who is a member.
It's my guy.
Butt Pounder says, I saw Butt Pounder on a couple other Packer. I looked at a Grossi thing the other day, and Butt Pounder's there too. So he's all over the place.
He's a big fan.
How much would I pay? How much would I have to pay for you to get someone else's face, preferably mine, tattooed on your own face?
$2.
I truly don't think there is a number.
So that's a funny question.
Like let's say it's my whole cheek, okay? My whole cheek. I don't want Butt Pounder's face or anyone's face on my cheek.
But a lot of money could be a lot of money.
Well, yeah. I mean, would you do it for $5 million?
What if you showed me what if you showed me like $5 million in cash in a chest?
I don't want Butt Pounder's face on my face. Like I haven't seen Butt Pounder. I'm sure he's a very attractive dude or girl, whatever it is. But
whatever it is,
that's not how I meant Butt Pounder. I'm sure Butt Pounder's a very attractive guy.
I bet you Butt Pounder's a dude. But
yeah, I mean, if you want, it's pretty easy to find out Butt Pounder's full name.
No, we don't. So on the cheek though, Ziggy, would you take for $2 million Butt Pounder's face tattooed on your head?
No.
Yeah,
there is no amount of money you could pay me.
Yeah, I don't think there is for me either.
$1 billion, I would do it.
I don't think I need $1 billion to I'd rather walk around with a regular face.
Your face is ugly though.
Yeah, well, dude, please.
Okay, you know what? No, I wouldn't do it though. I wouldn't either. I wouldn't do it either.
Jack would take $1 billion immediately. Jack would have Butt Pounders all over his face. There'd be 30 Butt Pounders for $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
Jack would be under a palm tree. He wouldn't care. From Sammy 50599. Thank you, Sammy. Says, weird one, but here it goes. If there was a zombie apocalypse, which NFL venue would you choose to hold out in? US Bank Stadium is beautiful. Great place, but there's glass.
I mean, it's probably gonna be an indoor stadium, right? No, it's probably an outdoor stadium.
No, I'd probably take sheesh, zombie apocalypse. I mean, I don't know if it'll much matter. I'll just go in US Bank and die in the beautiful building.
I'll just die the 50-yard line of Heinz Field.
You mean Acrisure?
No, Heinz Field.